In today's video, we're talking about how to get in shape for your next hike. To help me with the conversation, I've invited a longtime member of the hiking community here in Nashville to join us and share her thoughts.
I'm Samantha Lafferty. I am an outdoorsy person.
Hey Samantha, what advice do you have for new hikers?
Honestly, hiking is just walking. So you don't have to get fit for hiking. It could be just as easy as walking out your front door and walking down the sidewalk, or finding a greenway that may be paved. It depends on what your goals are. So if you want to hike in the Alpine region or something like that, obviously you would need to assess where you are physically. If you're not very fit at all, then start small and work your way up. But hiking is just walking. I mean, and if you just want to do a day hike, you may not need to train with any weight or anything like that on your back. But if you're planning to backpack, one of the things that I did whenever I went to Peru, for example, was I found a local trail that was really hilly, and I stuffed my backpack with enough weight to mimic what I would be carrying outside. And so I just hiked that trail 3 or 4 times a week with all the weight on, and that really helped. Helped me understand what I was capable of. And then I went on not as local, but more domestic type hikes to see, you know, things that were harder than that, to see if I was capable, how I needed to improve. But, you know, like I said, hiking is just walking.
How do you stay in shape?
I think cardio fitness is really important, because if your heart is more efficient at utilizing the oxygen, or your lungs and your heart are more efficient at utilizing the oxygen you're getting, then the better off you're going to be, because if you're getting less oxygen, you want to utilize it optimally. So if you, I mean, I personally, I run, I sometimes do like the indoor HIIT, high intensity interval training type exercises. It really varies, but not everybody can run, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing that you can do to, I mean, there's lots of cardio type fitness that you can do to get your heart ready for it. It doesn't have to be high impact. Not everybody can do that. But I personally, I like to run and do, you know, before COVID, you know, I would go to the gym and do classes sometimes. And that was really good. Hiking is really, like, I think the best way to get it, you know, challenge yourself. Find trails with bigger hills than you're used to, you know, incrementally work your way up. And I mean, those big hills, you may not be running, but you'll get your heart rate up climbing the big hills. And it's you know, that might take a little bit longer but you know, it's better than nothing.
What was the most difficult hike you've done?
The most difficult hike I have ever done was in Peru, actually. And I hiked Rainbow Mountain. It was a day hike, and it was about 2,500 to 3,000 feet in elevation gain in just a few hours. But the thing is, it had started at 14,000 something feet and went up to 17,000 and something feet. And for most people are probably not aware, 10,000 feet is where you most people start to feel altitude sickness. So I was already beginning at well above that point, and it felt like every 3 steps was like running a marathon. It was just so physically difficult, and I wanted to quit every single time. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I'm done. And like, luckily every once in a while there'd be people along the way on the trail who were like, no, you can do this, you got this. And I was like, that's very helpful, thank you. And you're right, I just got to keep going until I can't go anymore. And I say that, but like, you do have to be careful too, especially at those points. I would never do anything like that alone because it is dangerous. On that same day, I saw one guy who looked perfectly fit get carried out on a stretcher. And I know that's scary, and that is the extreme example, right?
Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today, sharing your experience with getting fit for the trail. On a personal note, I am in terrible shape, but when that wasn't true, I relied on a few CrossFit or spin classes throughout the week to keep me energized and ready for my next adventure. If you have a story about how you get ready for your next adventure, or need fitness tips for the rest of us, please join the conversation with a comment down below. And if you're part of the Nashville hiking community, we'll see you on the trail.